could that be? Only two movements to grow your biceps and to get bigger arms? How could that be possible? Well, I'm going to explain. First and foremost, never, ever, ever say only, right? Everyone is kind of built different. So these two exercises are what work best for me, and I'm going to explain why they are the two best bicep movements that you can do. Again, every person is a little bit different. You might not feel these movements exactly why, but when I explain it to you, it may make more sense, and then incorporating them into your routine will help you to get bigger arms. So the first movement, dumbbell incline curls. Now, dumbbell incline curls have to be done, I think, and I believe the best way to do them is at a 50-degree angle. That's the best for keeping tension on the bicep. And I use an app, I think it's called iLevel. So basically I put this app on and I just put it up against the bench and I try to get about as close as I can to 50 degrees because I think that's the best angle. I've done them at all different angles. I've done them at 60 degrees, which is way more laid back, and I've done them more upright at around 40. And 50 seems to be the sweet spot for keeping tension on the biceps, okay? But why dumbbell curls? Why is that movement number one? Well, dumbbell incline curls focus on the lengthened position, which is really good for enhancing growth. So that lengthened position, or that fully stretched position of the bicep, it's going to put a lot of tension on the bicep in that stretched position, which will help it to grow faster. We're going to put more tension on the long head, which is the outer portion of the bicep, which is responsible for the peak. So when people see your arms, they're going to see more of that outer side of the bicep. So it's going to give you more peak. It's going to give you more height on your bicep. And this movement, and one of the reasons why I really, really like it, it minimizes cheating. So like you could kind of load up weight on a barbell curl or other movements, even like a cable curl. You can kind of load up the weight and use other body parts to cheat the weight up, right? Like, you could kind of heave and hoe. This movement is strict. Like it's going to be very hard for you to move weight that you can't move with this movement because you just take out all those other body parts. It prevents the shoulder from jumping into the equation. Like I said, whenever I do barbell curls, my shoulders take over. It's just the way that I'm built. My shoulders are naturally a little bit stronger than most of my other body parts, and they just take over, right? No matter how much weight's on there, it's just whenever I do that movement, it's a closed chain movement. My shoulders take over. But when I do dumbbell incline, it's all bicep and all bicep development, okay? And the other reason why I really like dumbbell incline, and I feel like this is one of the best movements for arm growth, is because it's a safe movement. Like I said, you can't cheat with it. You're locked in, and the reps that you get are quality reps with tension on the biceps, which is huge for promoting growth. And again, if you don't have good bicep genetics and you can't feel certain movements, the dumbbell incline curl, you're going to feel. It's going to burn because, again, it just has no choice, right? The next movement, because I already know what you're thinking, right? This is why I'm going right into the next movement, because the next movement is one arm dumbbell preacher curls, but they're done on the incline bench. Now, the reason why I'm not saying preacher curls and I'm saying this movement specifically is because this movement is the best of both worlds. I believe that this movement done on the incline bench is a hybrid movement. It's a hybrid movement between a preacher curl and a concentration curl. So this movement utilizes the best portion of a preacher curl and it combines it with the peak contraction of a concentration curl. So think about it. Whenever we do a preacher curl, it's a really good movement too because it's a really strict movement. And like I was just talking about, it's a really strict movement. However, most bicep tears occur from people doing preacher curls. And why does that happen? Because preacher curls overstretch your bicep and they kind of expose your tendon at the bottom when you're doing them. And that makes them very dangerous. And if you've ever used a preacher curl before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When that weight's loaded up at the bottom, you feel a lot of tension here, and that's not good because if you tear your bicep, it's not going to get big. So the incline, one arm incline dumbbell preacher, I don't even know what you would call it. I guess I call it that, but whatever. But when you do this, the range of motion at the bottom is limited because the dumbbell hits the bench. So it stops you right around this point, which is perfect because it doesn't allow you to overextend and doesn't put that bicep at risk for tearing. Now, why does it combine with a concentration curl? Because it's such a strict movement. Remember, your arm is locked in place and you're coming up. You can get a full squeeze and peak contraction of your bicep on top. So it's almost like a concentration curl in that sense, where you can really, really squeeze the shit out of your biceps and really, really feel that contraction. So you have great range of motion here. You have constant tension on the target muscle, and you limit cheating. So as you can see, the two common things with these movements are they keep the tension on the bicep and they eliminate cheating and other movements and other body parts jumping in. So trust me, guys, focus on these two movements. Focus on getting strong with these two movements. Focus on progressing with them, and focus on really, really squeezing the shit out of your biceps with these two movements. And I promise you, your biceps will snap into some new growth. And because you made it this far into the video, I got a free gift for you. I got a free 6-week training program that I want to give you absolutely free, no strings attached. I just want to help you not make the same mistakes that I made when I first started, and I want you to build as much muscle as possible, all right? So this was Anthony, BB Fitness. I'll catch you on the next one.